Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Spencer Walsh. Welcome to the first episode of The List. You may have guessed by the theme song, today we are talking Game of Thrones. Winter has come to the Spencer Walsh Radio Network. We have Tommy North on to get you ready for Season 8, Episode 1. We'll take a look at where our characters are now, what we can expect from them in the new season, and so much more. But before we get into that, I want to tell you a little bit about my personal experience with Game of Thrones. So, I've obviously heard, like any normal person who follows anything, about Game of Thrones for a long time. And just, I don't know, what was it, a month ago? You know how things happen. I decided to watch, and I watched all 67 episodes. Yeah, I was a little, I don't know, shall we say, busy. Or maybe not that busy. I don't have a life. But anyway, I got that done. 67 episodes. What a whirlwind. What an experience. My advice to you, don't Google any of the characters' names to find out more about them and who they are. If you're confused, just ride it out. You'll get it. You'll get it in the end. Talk to a friend who won't spoil it for you, because boy, does Google spoil. I managed to watch a good portion of the show, like 90% of it spoiler free, but there's some pretty big ones. But anyway, yeah, I've been totally in love with Game of Thrones. Pretty much all I've been thinking about, really, to almost an unhealthy degree. Come home, might turn on YouTube, might get Game of Thrones suggestion videos and all that stuff. But, yeah, I've been really invested in this. It's been quite a story. It's really kind of swept me away. Some crazy and incredible moments. I'm so excited for Season 8. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you are too. Warning, though. Warning, ladies and gentlemen. There will be spoilers. Spoiler. This is for all Season 8. All 67 episodes, Season 1 through 7. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our STFRN contributor making his first ever appearance on the show, Tommy North. And by the way, before we do that, Daenerys for the throne, baby. Daenerys for the throne. That's my prediction. That's who I want. All right, so Tommy North with us now, talking Game of Thrones. Tommy, thank you so much. Welcome to the Spencer Walsh Radio Network.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, yeah, I couldn't be in a better circumstance. Game of Thrones, just a day away. Game of Thrones, last time a new Game of Thrones episode aired was just under 2 years ago. In August of 2017, we have 7 more final episodes of Season 8 to come, and we are going to get you ready for the first one, and really the season as a whole. And yeah, it's been a while since we've seen the last episode. So if you've forgotten what's happening in Westeros, you have been watching it for the first time, as I have recently, my Game of Thrones experience, as you just found out about. It's probably safe to understand that you maybe don't remember everything about what happened in Season 7. Tommy, how recently have you watched Season 7?
I have not watched Season 7 very recently, but I have a pretty well understanding of what happened.
Yeah, so that'll be good. It'll definitely help us. So let's start with Cersei and House Lannister. We're starting with Cersei. Ever since she wiped out her enemies in the Great Sept of Baelor with the wildfire at the end of Season 6, Cersei's been kind of rebuilding, reloading, and in revenge mode. She's now the queen, and she will finally destroy. It's taken a really long time to get there. She's kind of been pulling the strings behind Joffrey for quite a while, and Tommen especially. And she's going all in against everyone who allied with Daenerys Targaryen against her. This includes the Sand Snakes, and Ellaria Sand for killing Cersei's daughter Myrcella, Lady Olenna for joining the Sand Snakes, Ellaria and Yara Greyjoy for backing Daenerys as their new queen, and Olenna particularly. It was sad to see her go, but let's just say she went out blazing. That's for sure. Yeah. Olenna's been one of my favorite characters.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anybody who likes Cersei who's watching this right now, I don't like you as a person.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cersei she's agreed to help out Daenerys and Jon on their conquest to vanquish evil from the realm. But I think that she's definitely pulling something behind the strings, and she's going to backstab Jon and Daenerys for sure.
Here's the thing. Yeah, she always does.
Definitely doing something.
The thing at the end of Season 7, you may not remember this, Cersei joined forces with Euron Greyjoy and his navy, and she sent for the Golden Company, which is the largest, most powerful mercenary army around, to come in and attack Jon, or the Night King, which I really don't get, because why not? Like, you probably, like, what if the Night King wins? And it's very likely, just playing the odds, if you're looking at this, like, in Westeros, like, the betting man would say, looking at this statistically, knowing what we know about both the Night King and the North, we understand that the Night King's army is huge. The Night King himself is very powerful. He's the only guy who really brought down a dragon in thousands of years. And it's a very good chance that he would be able to vanquish Jon Snow and come for Cersei, who's only going to have her Lannister army, which isn't going to be enough. Like, they're all going to be coming for her. So this move just does not make any sense to me.
Well, I mean, I think that what I just said, like how she definitely has a plan. I do remember how she was planning with Euron.
Yeah.
I needed to get my memory jogged a little bit, but what I meant by that truly was I think that she's planning something in terms of dealing with the Night King and with dealing with Jon Snow and Daenerys. And I think that she's going to try and wipe them all out in the same single blow. I think, like, remember when she planted all of her stuff remember when she planted all of her wildfire?
Yeah, and the Sept of Baelor.
Wildfire going. I feel like it might have something to do with that.
Yeah, it's something possibly, but I don't know. I don't know if wildfire does kill White Walkers, but if it was anything, if there's anything that would, it would do it. Because I mean, we know Dragonfire does it. Valerius Steel, and that's
I feel like wildfire would probably kill him. I don't know about the Night King, but
it's possible. Yeah, but the average army of the Whites, like, that is fire, and fire just kills White Walkers or just Whites in general. So
yeah. For sure.
And here's another wrinkle. In the seventh episode, the fifth episode of the seventh season, Eastwatch, we find out Cersei is also pregnant with Jaime's child, giving her an heir to the throne. But this is the interesting thing. Cersei received the prophecy back in season 5, if you remember, from that random witch in the forest around Casterly Rock. The king will have 20 children, and you will have 3. Gold will be their crowns, gold their shrouds. You'll be queen for a time, then comes another, younger, more beautiful, to cast you down and take you all you hold dear. And for a long time, she thought that was Marjorie, I think. That's why she really lashed out against Marjorie. When I heard that prophecy, my mind immediately went to Daenerys. But it's interesting to see how do you think she's going to use that prophecy to judge how she acts in season 8?
I mean, Cersei is definitely, she's definitely a very confident person, and she thinks of herself as better than a lot of other people. She also, we see that she is very unfond of this religion, mainly because it took over her power, but also because she didn't trust it, you know? It's against her. So we also see her in that scene against the witch. Like, we see her walking away from the witch very angry and disappointed. And I feel like she didn't really, believe the witch. I feel like she didn't believe the witch, and then when Marjorie came, she thought that, you know, Marjorie and the church were against her, and that was the prophecy, but I feel as though she thinks she overcame the prophecy. In reality, the prophecy is probably still continuing with Daenerys.
Yeah, she is quite a very arrogant person, and I don't know, this prophecy kind of looks good for us and bad for the Night King, because I don't know if the Night King is younger or more beautiful than Cersei, I have to be honest. So we now turn to Jaime. Jaime spent the second half of the season commanding the Lannister army and doling out payback on Cersei's behalf. His most memorable moment of the season was when he and Olenna Tyrell had a sit-down, you're-about-to-die conversation before he served her the poison that they both knew would kill her. After she swallowed it, Olenna revealed that it was she who had killed Joffrey and that Cersei was a monster. And saying, quote, "If she's driven you this far, it's gone beyond your control. She's a disease. I regret my role in spreading it," because remember, back in the earlier season, she worked with Cersei to help her. And obviously, we give her we get the memorable line at the end, "Please let her know. I want her to know it was me," or something like that. Like, let her know that it was me who killed her son. And because she just hated Cersei so much by the end. But Olenna's words came to fruition at the end of the season when Jaime learned that Cersei had no intention again of actually sending the Lannister army north to help repel the White Walker army, despite Cersei quote-unquote promising to do so. Cersei called Jaime an idiot for what's ostensibly going to be seen as doing the right thing and fighting for the living. He realized Cersei loves power more than anything or anyone and doesn't see morality as part of the equation. So this could be very significant because this could lead to real fragmentation and possibly death by incest lover and brother for Cersei. So people are speculating.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely a scary moment, and I was very impressed with Jaime and with his brother Tyrion for standing up to Cersei and just telling her to basically screw off, right to her face. Especially while she had like the resurrected Mountain, who is definitely a scary foe, right in front of her. To have that kind of confidence in front of the queen is definitely quite crazy. I wasn't really expecting that to come from Jaime, because Jaime has proven himself to be a loyal asset to what's her name? I
Cersei.
Forget already. Yeah, to Cersei. But I was very impressed to see him go and fight for what's good, rather than to fight for her evil ambitions.
Yeah, he's really definitely come a long way from pushing Bran out of the tower in season 1.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I feel like he's a way more likable character now because he's fighting for what's good instead of fighting for love or whatever the hell he said.
Yeah, I think it was all Brienne, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, Brienne and Jaime is going to be a fun reunion to see, as possibly Jaime and Brienne will meet up in the battle against the dead in the north that's soon to come. Since killing his father and being smuggled away from King's Landing by Varys in season 4, Tyrion Lannister has been advisor to Daenerys Targaryen, Hand of the Queen, guiding her as she forms her army and shaping strategic decisions to help the Mother of Dragons take the Iron Throne. But this relationship has been rocky as of late, with Daenerys questioning Tyrion's ideas, his suggestion to show mercy to the Tarlys, and his hesitation to strike the Lannister army in suggesting to use restraint at Meereen. He's too restraintive. But Tyrion's still advising Dany, but he seems to be in a tenuous position as Dany's relationship with Jon Snow grows stronger, ever stronger, and very close, as I must say. What do you think is going to happen with Tyrion in this season 8?
Well, I personally think that as of late, Tyrion and Khaleesi's their relationship has been a little rocky, where Khaleesi is growing worried of Tyrion's allegiances and who he's really allied to by his defendant calls of especially people such as his brother, who he deems to be a good person. And I feel like we're going to see a lot more of that in this next season, where she wants to go and use her two dragons to just destroy everything and take the Iron Throne, whereas he is going to want to be a little bit more restraintive and hold her back a little bit more. We might see something with the Night King and Tyrion, where they have a little interaction or something like that. We might see that, but I doubt it. But I'm expecting good things for him, Tyrion. He's one of my favorite characters after all. Very funny. That comedic relief is really welcomed in a show such an intense show like Game of Thrones. But yeah, I'm expecting good things from him. I expect his arc this season to be a very good one of the best, and I hope it doesn't let me down.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to play a pretty substantive role, but I mean, I think we really do have to come to a realization that one of these main characters, and perhaps more, probably more, are going to die either in the Battle of the Dead, because my theory is they're going to take care of the dead. Like, maybe the first 4 episodes will be about the White Walkers, dealing with the White Knight, 4.5, and setting up the battle with the Lannisters. Like, that's my theory. I could be wrong about it, but that is my theory. I think they'll be able to dispatch the White Walkers sooner in the season before it ends. But I think really some of them is going to have to. It's going to be a huge battle, and the question is, do we see any fighting scenes from Tyrion here? Because he's had some rough experiences on the battlefield. including getting knocked out and getting cut open by one of his own men back in seasons 1 and 2, I believe. So, I mean, I'm personally